next to where the helicopter crashed. This gate here beyond it is where you can walk straight out to the pier to basically get closest to the crash site from this point. So any first responder would have to enter from, and you're sitting on it right now, right? Enter from this point to get to it, and then you would imagine any pieces and parts of the helicopter they recovered by vehicle will come out through that pier, through this gate. I mentioned earlier in the newscast that we've also seen parts of the chopper itself, debris and just equipment from inside the chopper floating in the Hudson River towards Jersey City on this side, where you see residents had gathered around, people going for jogs, I noticed taking photographs of it. It was just sort of floating to this side of Jersey City, and JC police and Portland police were going up and down, and firefighters as well, recovering as much of that as possible. But again, if you come in with large first response vehicles, you have to enter through these gates onto that pier and back out here onto Newport Park. And that is high security, no question about it. You did a good job explaining it. Thank you for doing that.
Stefan, thank you. And there is no doubt that the video that we have seen of the pieces of the helicopter coming off are going to be remarkable evidence once NTSB investigators do get on scene. And we know that a lot of eyewitnesses who watched this helicopter basically fall apart in the air. Their accounts are going to also provide much needed information. Eyewitness News reporter and anchor Sandra Bookman, who was also one of the first on scene near the water. Sandra, you spoke with a lot of people who saw that chopper fall apart in the air.
Yeah, they said they saw pieces flying off the chopper. They were wondering at one point whether it might have been a bird or something else until it hit the water. Then they saw the chopper fall in. Behind me, we're just around the corner from where Stefan is, and we're about 150 yards from where that chopper actually went down. He talked about that pier leading out to the ventilation tower for the Holland Tunnel. Well, that's what you're seeing behind me. The chopper's still in the water there. That crane moved in. You heard Lauren mention that from the other side of the river on the New York side. That crane, we assume, will likely be used to move the rest of that chopper and any other large pieces of debris once the investigation gets to that point. We've been out here all afternoon, so it's a slightly different scene than what it was when we arrived, I guess around 4 o'clock this afternoon. FDNY, NYPD vessels were all over the scene. Mike described it. They cordoned off the area that will likely be the area they'll need to look for pieces of the chopper. Much fewer numbers of those FDNY and NYPD boats here now. Just one or two left. You still see the emergency vehicles, and again, that crane that's likely going to be used later in this investigation. A short time ago, when we got word that there were probably 6 people in that chopper, 5 of them had been found. They were still looking for one other person. We were here when divers, now we know they were FDNY divers, in the water, and they found that last victim, brought that victim up, and that body removed, likely to the medical examiner's office. And as the mayor and his crew pointed out, a sad day for these first responders. Really, it was all hands on deck. Everybody responded when that chopper went down. The FDNY, the NYPD, Harbor Patrol, also the Jersey City Police, everybody rushed to the scene as fast as they could because what they wanted to do was to save people. That didn't happen today. Yeah. Bill, Liz?
Emergency floats over your right shoulder. You can see them there. That your camera showed it really well. That's what discombobulated from the chopper itself, and if only that had been able to hold on, who knows? Who knows how different story this would have been. All right, Sandra, thank you for that. 1 mile to the east, exactly on the other side of the Hudson, and that's where Mike Marza is. He's on the rooftop here of the new Disney headquarters.
Directly above us.
And he looks right at it, Michael.
Bill and Liz, at one vantage point, 17 floors up, we've witnessed a weather movement which has been impacting first responders, you gotta believe, because it was raining, it was cold, and the wind was kicking up. It's still chilly out here, but the wind and the rain, at least at this point, has stopped. But let's take a look from where we are. You can see this vantage point from the 17th floor across the Hudson from Manhattan, and you can look on the shoreline there of Jersey City, and you can see the flashing lights, and that indicates the focus of the crane that Sandra was mentioning, which will presumably be used crews to hoist the wreckage out of the water at some point and aid the NTSB as they try to put together the